So a game has characters, it has obstacles, it has levels, and it has a goal. They're still games. You're not too attached to them. The importance is very low. My goal with this video is to bring out the most authentic version of myself as possible. So even doing these stupid mistakes like these, I will still upload because we are not perfect beings. We all have our pros and our cons. We all have things we are good at, things we are bad at. And I'm not here to show my perfection. If I happen to stutter on a video, then I will keep that in. And this is a new form of value that I want to share. But I do think that this piece of information will bring you value. So let's jump right into it. So what is game theory? Game theory is basically seeing life, seeing your business, seeing your relationships, seeing your health as a sort of as a game, which is a mix of concepts and obstacles to overcome. You know, the purpose of a game is you have a challenge and you have to overcome it. Now, when a game is too easy, then the game then becomes boring. Then you find yourself in a crippling state of boredom. But when a game becomes a bit more challenging, but not too challenging, then you sort of find yourself in a flow state. And that's how you end up with gaming addicts, for example, where they find themselves playing a video game all day. Enough of your blabbering. How do you gamify your life? Well, there are two ways that I see you can go about this. The first one, actually, I think they need to be intermixed. I think they need to work together. And in working together, you will find that they will help build this perspective of life, of a game perspective of life, right? So first of all, I think you should structure your life in a game form. So a game has characters, it has obstacles, it has levels, and it has a goal, right? It has all these things. Think of Mario Kart, for example. You have characters, yourself, you have other characters in this game. You have to know the strength and weaknesses of these characters. And some characters you want to mess with, some characters you probably want to stay away from. And you have obstacles like these bananas or whatever thing they throw on the road. To be honest, I've never really been a Nintendo player. For me, it was mostly PlayStation, for the knowers out there. And right, so you have these characters, you have these obstacles, and you have levels. You know, you don't start off at the highest difficulty. You start off slow, and the goal of your level 1 is to go from point A to point B, right, without dying. But the obstacles are pretty simple there, and they're meant for you to go up. The difficulty is meant for you to stay in a flow state. So when things are too easy, if you've been practicing for 5 years and you go down to level 1, things are too easy and you find yourself being in a crippling state of boredom. And then the process just becomes very, you won't enjoy the process as much. If things are too difficult, then you'll go into an anxiety state and I don't stand a chance here. So why? So let me just give up. To hell with it. Let me just give up. That's another way to see it. And so how to design your life? Well, first of all, I want you to start writing down the main areas in your life, which for most of us are, you have your business or project side of things. If you don't have a business or project in your life or a job that you care about, then I strongly urge you to do so. I think as humans, we are meant to have an endeavor that we strive for, especially men out there. Otherwise, we sort of tend to feel lost, and we succumb to things such as alcohol and substances and things of that nature. So you have your business project, job, whatever you want to call it. You have your health, your physical health, compromise of nutrition, movement, exercise, breathing. You have your wealth, which is how are your finances doing? Are you stressed? about your finances. And I think, finances are a mean to reduce life stress and achieve more freedom. It's basically what finances is to me, anyways. Then you have your relationships, which can be subdivided into other areas such as, family, friends, acquaintances. What's the term for it? Acquaintances. So you have these areas that you can work with, and I want you to figure out where you are at this point. In some areas you might be at level 2, some areas you might be at level 50. Maybe your finances are really good, but your relationships are not doing that good. So I want you to sort of figure out a number of where you are from 1 to 10. So for me, I know that my finances are okay. I have a lot of savings. I have a consistent passive income for now, and I'm really set. Kind of, I have a system in place that is generating money for me passively. So I'm kind of set. So I would put this at a level 7. My health is pretty good. I have the goal of gaining more weight, becoming a bit more active, a bit more buff and strong in my body. So that's another one. And business projects. I started this channel. It's not perfect yet because I'm still trying to figure out exactly what it is. So I would put this at a level 5. And then you have your relationships. And these areas are the ones where I don't struggle with the most, but that I lack expertise in. If that makes any sense. So I would put this at a level 2, right? So you set these levels up. And then I want you to define these obstacles for each different area. And you can think of it as, these areas, they're like different challenges in the game, but it's all part of one game. You're still the same character, but sometimes you're playing with fire, sometimes you're playing with ice, sometimes you're playing with air, and sometimes you're on the earth. Sometimes you're flying a helicopter, sometimes you're riding a bicycle. Different ways to see this. And I don't want to ramble on for too long. It's already been 15 minutes, so let's keep it short. So you have these obstacles, and I want you to define them. So for a relationship, what is your obstacle right now? Define one obstacle. And then for your wealth, what is your next obstacle? Is it figuring a way to increase sales, or it's reaching out to your audience, or it's figuring out a way to monetize your audience, or it's coming up with a creative idea? So there's different levels of obstacles you can find in these different areas, and I want you to just pick one. That's very important. And the easiest one to overcome now. It's also very important because, as we said, you want to level up. You want to go from easy to hard, and in that particular way, you won't be bored, and you won't be anxious either playing this game. And just having one obstacle also helps with not being in an anxious state. All right, so define these, and define the characters now in each game. Who are the characters in each game, in each area of your life? So for the business life, is it, you have your audience. For your relationships, you have maybe your family, and pick characters that are mostly connected to this next obstacle that you're facing. Right, and define these characters. Are they here to help? Are they can be just passive characters, just not really doing anything at all, but they're there if you need any help, any support. Or they can be like adversaries. Okay, like for my health, I need to. Usually the adversary is yourself. I'm not going to say that you're against any people, because in most cases, even if it's a fight, you're against yourself. You're against your mind. You're against your ability to train consistently. So define these characters, and then I want you to set a time frame. In a game, you usually have a limit. Either time runs out or you close your console and it's ready for bed, right? Now this game is going to be a bit more in the long-term way of playing it. But since we chose obstacles that are easier and a lot more narrowed down than big life obstacles, which we'll cover in a later video. The time frame should be relatively small. I would say in under a month. You know, you have your short-term goals and you have your long-term goals. But right now, I want you to focus on your short-term goals because they're an easier game to play because you can actually see direct results faster. So set a time frame for these, right? So maybe your relationships, you want to talk to 4 people you've never met in this particular community and reach out to people. That's your goals. You know, that's something easy because you can actually control it. Now, the bigger vision would be to, find your ideal partner or, make amends with your mom or with your wife, anything of that nature, right? So we're right now focused on short-term goals. Your business can be, well, I want to define my business model. I want to create 1 paragraph of that business model even. I want to create the About Us page on our website. I want to pitch my idea to a certain community out there and get feedback. So all these small things that you can play with and give yourself enough time so that you can actually achieve this goal, but not too long that it's too easy to do. So try to gauge, how go by weeks. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It really depends on the goal. For your health, it can be okay. I want to do 100 push-ups in 2 days, or things you can control. And so once you have your goals, once you have your obstacles, once you have your characters, then I want you to pick up a pen and paper and start drawing how you see this game playing out. Right? For some of us, it's going to be more of a Mario Kart type. Whoops! I just knocked down the camera. A Mario Kart type of play, Mario Kart type of game. And for other ones, it's going to be GTA. For other ones, it's going to be Sims. Maybe in different areas they look differently. But I want you to craft this, and every morning I want you to visualize yourself in this game, in this character. I want you to visualize this obstacle, these characters, and the level that you're in. And visualize where you are. Visualize what you have to do. So I have to escape the banana peels, for example. And how do you do that? Well, you have to do 100 push-ups. I hope you're following my poetic analogies here, but so I want you to visualize these things, and then most importantly, I want you to visualize you getting from point A to point B, but also the process of going from point A to point B. So the process and the obstacles that you'll face, and the tone, the sort of feel of this visualization that you're going to do is very resemblant of a game, right? So whatever you drew, whatever game you feel like this obstacle would fit better in, I want you to feel it. I want you to submerge yourself in that game. Play this game in your mind. Close your eyes and see yourself as this character. It can be whatever shape you want, whatever way you want. But visualize yourself as this character that's going to overcome these things, right? So, and yeah, do this every morning before you go to sleep. Every morning when you wake up, and every morning and every night before you go to sleep. And of course, do the work, by visualizing, exactly what you need to do to overcome these obstacles and keep on going toward that goal. And yeah, just be amazed by what happens next. And you might say, well, Emile, why not just visualize yourself? Why go through all the, definitions of obstacles and what type of game you're playing and what feel this game has? And we have something in our brains where when things are gamified, when things become more silly, like a game is silly. It's pixels on a screen. If you look at Mario, you never take Mario seriously. Some games are more realistic, but they're still games. You're not too attached to them. The importance is very low. And so visualizing through a game method will help with detachment, will help keep your anxiety levels extremely low, and it will instill a playful attitude towards these goals without you even realizing it. So just try it out, give it a try. It's already been 25 minutes. That's actually crazy. And I'll be honest, this was a rant from A to B. I didn't even have bullet points to cover. But I really wanted to bring out things that were down here and spit them out into this camera or this little microphone that you see here. And I hope that helps anyone. If you have any questions, if you want to talk about it even more, let me know. I want to do a part 2 about the more long-term game that we're all playing here. We all have big goals. So let me know what you think of this video, of this format where it's completely unedited. To be honest, I don't care if I look like an idiot or not. I just want to, share what's from the bottom of my heart. And that's it. So I'll probably see you in the next one. And yeah, please leave a comment down below if you have any questions. If you want to see some more videos similar of this format or else, make sure to subscribe. And if you want to know when this video will be posted, then you can hit that little notification bell. So thank you for the few of us, or many of us, that will be watching. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.